Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is TheDannysaur on behalf of Thunderdog eSports, bringing you our Top Dog Season 2 champion. He is the manager of Team MicroGamerZ. We have Achaius here on the phone. And take me through a little bit. You know, MicroGamerZ has really changed up their roster throughout the season. You guys really went through some wild transformations in terms of who's on your team. A lot of new faces were on there. I actually didn't recognize very many of your players by the end, especially after casting you guys a couple times. So take me through why the roster change and how you think it's going to make the team better.
Well, we had to change the roster just because of simply the fact that activity wasn't there. There was many times in the early weeks of Top Dog season where we would be giving up games just because players wouldn't show up. And we knew that immediately we needed to fix that if we ever wanted to have a go at winning the whole series. So we sat down with my former manager, Juno, and together we formulated a plan of a list of players of potentials of who we can get on the team and for the right price. We believe that the roster we have now has exceeded our abilities of ever assuming that they would be this good. With Kawika Akira, Snake Hips, Mysticism, Pili Pili, Kyo, Hexia, Nobilis, Legend, and Skipper. They are very good players, and as you saw this year in Top Dog, they got the job done for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of, I mean, were you guys ever worried going up against a match? There were some pretty decent teams here in the Top Dog season, you know, going up against Gravity a couple times into the finals. Were you ever a little bit worried that maybe a couple of these guys might be able to beat you if they caught you on the right day?
Well, of course, as a manager, you're always scared that that's a possibility, but you just got to put your hope and faith behind the team and the players that from week to week they've been practicing and preparing the right way for each team.
Gotcha, absolutely. And speaking of, you guys pretty much stomped through the season and through the finals. You know, in the finals, you guys were 9-1 overall, winning 3 straight best of fives. So take me through a little bit of your preparation process and what allows you guys to really do so well. Is it in your preparation? Are your players just always ready for that sort of thing? Take me through how that works.
Yeah, it's all in our preparations. Me and the team captain, as well as the other manager, we all sat down together and found a way to really unite and bring this team together. We had a general idea of who we would be playing in our bracket, and we knew the players very well from the previous season. So we were able to see from their game film what they like to do against certain matchups, and we really used that against them. We sat together in a Skype lobby before we had ever send a player out and say, hey, here's the chances that you're going to be playing this guy. If he does this, this is what he's going to do first. If he doesn't, then you're going to be safe for X amount of time. And we really use that to our advantage in helping each player prepare for their matches.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you guys have plenty of prep work, and that certainly puts a lot of pressure on you as a manager to make sure you're up to your game. And so with the new roster that you mentioned, you guys have a lot of really high-level players, really almost turned over your kind of top line. You've got all kinds of new faces around there. So who right now do you think are some of your absolute best players? I know we got a lot of guys at the top, and it's pretty congested up there, but maybe who's on their game just a little bit more, who has really impressed you recently?
Well, our core players, I mean, it's no surprise as you saw throughout the finals when we went 9-1. Snake Hips, Mysticism, Nobilis, and Hexia. Those 4 players together are the core of MicroGamerZ, and as long as they stay together, we're a very, very tough team to beat.
Gotcha. So what's next for your players? You know, I know in a couple months here, you got things like WCS coming up. Obviously, Top Dog's going to be having a Season 3 as well as your other clan wars and things. So where is the team headed? And give us kind of a roadmap of how you plan to get there and what you're hoping to accomplish.
Well, right now, we just finished the Top Deck Finals, so we're all trying to calm down and gather and get ourselves together and prepare for WCS, which is the goal of this team. We sat down with each player, and that's their focus as well, which is a good thing that we like to hear. Everybody that's working on MicroGamerZ right now wants one thing, and that's to become a professional player. So with that in mind, WCS is always a goal for us, but we would love to return in Top Dog Season 3 as long as it's not conflicting.
Oh, absolutely. And we will certainly look forward for you there. And for anyone listening, you can always keep up to date on when Top Dog Season 3 will start at ThunderDogEsports.com. And go ahead and look on the forums, and we'll have it, I'm sure, on the front page to let you know when those are coming up. So with that, this has been the TheDannysaur on behalf of Thunderdog eSports. We would like to thank MicroGamerZ and Achaius, the whole team, for running through the whole season with us, really doing well and putting a good face on eSports. So with that, we will bid you a good night.